My name is Lane Clark and I am the CEO of Canadian College. I'm here to welcome you to our school and our country and Vancouver. At Canadian College, we have been welcoming international students for the past 25 years. We are very experienced in helping students with all of the needs that they have when they meet their challenges of coming to a new country and facing all of the new things that they have to face. Vancouver is always rated as one of the top cities in the world to live. It's a small downtown core where people can walk around. You can live in the city, work in the city, meet your friends. We have several parks and places to gather. It is an excellent place to live and a great place to find new opportunities. In Canada, we have world-class education. Canadians pride themselves on having excellent standards of education for their kids, for the adults programs, and for all of our career programs, especially the ones we have at our school as well.
We can.
Together,
We
And
face
The challenge.
together,
we
Can.
make a difference.
together,
We can.
stay
Strong.
together. We can
endure. We
Are Canada.
and together
We can.
can.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to ACN's webinar. So, today's event is one of the series of webinar we are having to get you in touch with our partner schools. So, today's program is presented to you by ACN Southern Immigration and Education Services. And our company has been successfully assisting clients with their visa applications since 2005. And we also have 6 branches in the Philippines, namely Makati, Quezon City, Angeles, Pampanga, Gapan, and Cabanatuan in Nueva Ecija. And we also have in Baguio City. Okay, so the presenters of today's webinar are from the Baguio and Cabanatuan office. I will be introducing each one of us to you. So let us start with our branch manager, Miss Lala Santos. You can follow her on Facebook by searching for ACN Lala. And our beautiful mentor is Miss Shelly Joan Marcelo. You can find her on Facebook by searching for Shelly M. ACN Southern. And also my beautiful co-host, Miss Patricia Colleen Balmosena. You can reach out to her by searching for ACN Southern Baguio Patricia. And another wonderful lady from Baguio, Miss Teresa Pascual. You can follow her on Facebook by searching for Teresa ACN Southern. And our Cabanatuan team includes Mr. Harold Glenn Calderon. You can reach out to him by searching for Harold Glenn ACN Southern. And yours truly is Ricky Beatriz Agbanlog. You can follow me on Facebook by searching for ACN Ricky. And of course, we are also joined by a very special guest, which I will be introducing later. So she is the representative of Canadian College, one of ACN's partner school in Canada, particularly in Vancouver. So, okay, at this point, we would also want to hear from you. So, may we request our participant to type in the chat box your location and age, so we can also monitor the reach of our event, and so that we can grade you too. And please do not hesitate to utilize our chat box. You can also type in your question later regarding our presentation, so we can answer them in the Q&A portion. Okay? So good morning, everyone. So please feel free to type in our chat box. So we have Miss Dominique from Baguio. Hello. Hello, guys. Good morning. So we have Miss Charisma from QC, and we have Charles from Mandaluyong, and we have Jane from Baguio. Hello, guys. So we also have Jen from QC, and we have Mixon from Paranaque. Hello, guys. So good morning. Thanks for participating in our event. So we have Nicole from Pangasinan, Jen from QC, and Jim from Cabanatuan. Okay, guys, thank you for participating for our event. So we will now. So okay. We are also going live on Facebook. So for our Facebook Live viewer, it is not yet too late to join in. Feel free to register on the link in the description of our event. You can also share our Facebook Live video so that your friends can watch it too. And if you are more comfortable with watching via Facebook Live instead, you can also type in your question in the comment section. We are monitoring them as well. So rest assured, we are going to try to answer them all later on. Okay, so in this webinar, we will show you some facts about Canada. But before that, let me turn off my camera first. Okay, so let's talk about Canada and the reason why you should consider studying there. We are going to show you the process of becoming an international student and how ACN will help you with your application. And of course, the bulk of our discussion will be the programs offered by our featured partner school for today's, which is Canadian College. Okay, so now let us begin by taking a look at Canada. So Canada is the world's second largest country by total land area. It is 9.98 million square kilometers with a population of 37.7 million and a population density of about 4 people per square kilometers. It is more than 10 times larger in terms of land area as compared to our country, the Philippines. So to begin with, let's talk about the reason why you should consider studying in Canada. So first off, Canada has an outstanding quality of education. They have 11 of the top 250 universities worldwide. And second, Canada is known for having some of the lowest universities tuition fees among English-speaking countries. They are cheaper compared to the US, UK, and Australia. We can attest to this as we also process for other countries like Australia and New Zealand. And next, they are number 1 in the quality of life rankings. So Canadian and international students in Canada enjoy a high standard of living. They have 5 of the top 100 best student cities in the world. Okay, so another reason, Canada is considered one of the safest countries in the world for international students. So they have one of the lowest crime rate thanks to a fair justice system, strict gun control laws, and community policing. And fifth, Canada has a diverse and multicultural society. They are multicultural country with a rich ethnic diversity and official national policy of multiculturalism. And another reason why you should study in Canada is that you can work while studying under the study permit. You can work part-time, which is 20 hours per week, and full-time per week during school breaks. This will allow you to gain Canadian work experience and earn while you are studying. Okay, so you are also allowed to bring your spouse or common law partner and dependent children with you to Canada if you will be studying in eligible institution and your partner is eligible for an open work permit, meaning he can work full-time, and your children, given they are 18 years and younger, are allowed to study for free at Canadian Public Elementary and Secondary School. Okay, so finally, student can stay and work in Canada after their studies. We have Post-Graduation Work Permit Program, or PGWPP, allows students who have graduated from eligible institution to obtain an open work permit to gain valuable Canadian work experience and transition to permanent resident status. So now that you are convinced to pursue studying in Canada, your question might be, how can I become an international student in Canada? So, okay, in order for you to study in Canada, you must secure a Canadian study permit. So a study permit is a document issued by the Canadian government that allows non-Canadian national to study at designated learning institution. So DLIs are schools approved by the government to host international students. And the next question you might have, are you eligible to study in Canada and what are the requirements? Okay, so first, there is no particular age limit to apply for study permit in Canada, though you must be at least 18 years old. Okay, and second, you must be at least a senior high school graduate or it from the old curriculum, at least second year college. And if you have already obtained your bachelor degree, you are qualified as well. And third, you must have some form of English requirement. So usually this is an English exam like IELTS, PTE, or TOEFL. Though some Canadian schools don't require the English exam, and instead, Filipino applicants can submit a certificate from their school or employer stating that English is the medium of instruction. Okay, so next, you must be financially capable to shoulder your tuition fees and cost of living. So evidence of financial capacity is important. Okay, so and fifth, you must have good health and have no criminal record, and medical exam and police certificate are required. Okay, so, and finally, you must present a genuine purpose to study and prove to immigration officer that you will leave Canada at the end of your permit, and because a study permit is only valid for the length of your study program. Okay, so you might be wondering, what is a study plan? So, well, a study plan is a letter of submitted to prove your purpose. It's a brief overview of why you want to study in Canada, what program you will take, and what are your plans after you study, like your employment opportunities. So you must provide your social ties to the Philippines as a proof of your intention to return. Okay, so don't worry because ACN will provide you a template. In fact, ACN will guide you with the composition of and editing of it. Okay, so moving on, how will you begin your application? Okay, so ACN has four simple stages. So first stages is to sign ACN contract stating our agreement that you are getting ACN as your educational consultant. Okay, once the contract is signed, we will provide you with a complete list of requirements and documents you need to gather. And the next stage is to decide what program you will take and the school and its location, and begin composing your letter. Okay, so we have partnered with school all over Canada, so you can have option for the school location. So, for instance, in British Columbia, we have Canadian College. So, once you are settled on the school, and a program, we will then begin with your enrollment application. So ACN will submit your enrollment form to your preferred school. So the school will issue a letter of offer which state the programs and fees. Okay, so upon receiving the LOO, you have to pay an initial deposit. So the great thing about school in Canada, you are not required to pay the full tuition fee upfront. So just pay a deposit, and the remaining fees will be paid while studying in Canada. Okay, so once the school receives the deposit, they will give us your letter of acceptance. And this is the last document we need to start your application. Okay, so the last stage is to submit your study permit application form and documents. You will also undergo a medical exam done by an approved panel physician and submit your biometric at the visa application center. Once all that is done, all we have to do is wait for the permit decision. Okay, so please stay online as our guest speaker will begin her discussion shortly. So now, if you would like to see more of what we offer, ACN can help you to study, work, live in Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. These are the services that we offer. Okay, so before we move along, we also would like to show you photo evidence of our client who are now enjoying their Canadian dreams, achieved through ACN, processed by the Baguio team. And they are now in Canada, and they are proud to have taken the leap of faith in processing their visa application and have received the positive result. And lastly, you might be wondering, do we still have visa grants amid the pandemic? So the next slides are our visa grantees just recently in April, May, and June 2021. So if you want to be the next visa grantees of ACN, what is the next step to do? Of course, you may contact us through email by sending your inquiries to info@southernimmigration.com. And please also like our Facebook pages, ACN Southern Immigration and Education Services, and also ACN Southern Immigration and Education Services Baguio, and ACN Southern Immigration and Education Services Cabanatuan. Okay, so you may speak with an ACN consultant for your one-on-one orientation. You can reach them through phone calls or through online messaging apps. You may also contact and this is our contact numbers for Miss Lala, 0977-821-1451, and for Miss Shelly, 0955-867-0095, and for Miss Teresa, 0927-296-6454, and for Miss Patricia, 0921-224-4878. And for Cabanatuan team, Mr. Harold, 0916-759-3726. And for me, 0968-417-5729. Okay, so we also have our YouTube channel where you can watch our recorded orientation and past webinars. So please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, so ACN will help you to study, work, live in Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. So for now, for the main event, in the next part of this webinar, let us hear from one of ACN's partner school. We are pleased to have Miss Ivy Chen. She is the student recruitment coordinator of Canadian College, who will be discussing their programs at their college. Okay, so hello, Miss Ivy. Welcome. How are you?
Hello, Ricky. Thanks for having me. Greeting from Vancouver.
Thank you to Miss Ivy.
Okay, so I'm going to begin the presentation today. Thank you everyone for joining today. If it's your first time attend this webinar, My name is Ivy. For those who already attend the previous one, welcome back. I always keep the most updated information as I'm located in Vancouver, Canada. So you definitely invest your time in I know the morning time in the Philippines. So you definitely make a great investment for yourself. And I will be talking about the most update to start with, the most current restrictions. So I have good news that I will share with you later. So let's start, okay? I think, Ricky, could you help me to unlock the screen sharing, please? I think I need to able to share this. Okay. Oh, okay, sorry. I think I figured out. Oh, good. Okay. So let me share with my screen and make it bigger. So again, welcome everybody. It's greeting from Vancouver. Today we will talk about our most famous study and work program. But today we'll be focused on in hospitality, IT, and social media marketing. I will be talking about more detail into each program, including what other courses you are taking, what other jobs students are doing. Of course, you're wondering because the pandemic, right? So what other job are students getting and how much you could potentially earn from the study and work program, okay? So let's start with the update. So myself actually just got my second dose of the vaccine last week. The vaccine rollout in Canada, it has been pretty well. So we have about 70% of the population in Canada already received their first dose of the vaccine, and about 50%. But of course, this number will, might vary day by day. But just so you have some idea about the current vaccine situation in here, we're heading to a very positive direction. And in BC, which I'm located, because we are in Vancouver, right? BC is the province in the west side of the Canada. So in BC, we're in the stage 3, and in the last stage, which is 4, right? So we're almost close to the 4th stage. So in this stage, basically, the mask is not required, it's recommend. You can go to restaurant, indoor, outdoor. There's still some restriction in terms of the numbers that, like for example, like movie theater, they cannot open the full seat. They only can allow like 50% of the capacity, for example. But in general speaking, people can go out, they can, they don't have to wear masks if they don't want to. But I personally will wear it, but I just wanted to let you know that currently that is the situation in BC, but we're seeing still quite low numbers of the COVID case. So that's great news. Okay, and the first one I want to share with you is the quarantine. As I promised, I said I have a great news for you. Let me explain a little bit of this by opening my website. I just wanted to share with you, first of all, the current one, so then you can understand if you don't know about the current quarantine. So let me start with the beginning. So if you apply for a school program, for example, our school program, because we are in the DLI COVID-19 Readiness Plan approval list. So that means if you apply your study permit, you get approved, you can travel to Canada, like ACN, our partner students, their visa are approving during the pandemic as well. They are able to travel. So once they travel to Canada, according to current policy, they have to have 14 days quarantine. Okay, so 14-day quarantine includes 3 days of hotel, mandatory quarantine, plus 11 days of, homestay or, your friend's house. But you have to complete this plus 3 times of the test, the COVID test. So the great news is because you know the hotel stay may cost you 1,000 or to 2,000 Canadian dollar just for 3 days, so it's quite pricey. But just a few days ago, as you can see from the website I just shared with you, let me see if I can. Okay, this is the Canadian government just announced, right? So just 3 days ago. So basically, they have this in mind. Currently, if you are not international students, you are visitors, you cannot enter Canada. Okay, and if you are international student with the study permit, then once you enter, you need the 14-day quarantine, just like I shared with you earlier. But they are planning on September 7th, they are planning to open the border to all the international traveler, means around the world, if they are fully vaccinated. What do you mean by fully vaccinated? Means you receive 2 doses of the vaccine, and it has to be Canada accepted vaccine. Right now it's Pfizer, Moderna, or AZ, or Johnson Johnson, etc. If you, this is their planning, right? So September. August 9th, the US border is going to open. Right now it's closed. So the visitor from our neighbor, which is USA, they cannot enter without the reason. But after starting the August 9th, the border will be open for the US traveler who fully vaccinate. Okay, the reason I'll share with you is later I'll talk about our program, and I will tell you what exactly is going to impact in terms of the co-op jobs. Okay, and the most importantly is this, the last one, basically. So because the higher vaccine rate and is still keep going up, declining COVID-19 case, so the Canada decide to, doesn't matter you are fully vaccinated or just receive 1 dose or not vaccinated at all, they are going to stop the 3 days quarantine at the hotel from August 9th. So August 9th is an important day. So I know there's a lot of details, and we usually have info section with all our new arrival students to explain detail and help them to prepare. If you haven't applied for any program yet, please don't worry. I just want to share with you today, you know, the big pictures. In terms of the intake, October this year could be great for you if you wanted to start study and work in Canada this year. But of course, next year we have 4 takes a year. So January, April, July, October next year, also a good choice for you too. But we can see that heading a very great, and that is good, very great news for all the students don't want this kind of hotel quarantine. Okay, so here's the update for the information. Okay, so let's begin with our school location, right? So the next I'm gonna talk about our school. So Vancouver is our school location. Our school is located in beautiful Vancouver. Vancouver is, I would definitely highly recommend if you're coming to Canada, you don't know which city to choose, definitely consider Vancouver. Why? Because it is a very beautiful city. The weather is perfect. When I say the weather is perfect, it's around, like, you know, because Canada is very north, right? I'm original from Taiwan, so we are neighbor to Philippines as well. In the north, there could be quite a lot of snow. So if you visit like east side of Canada, they may have several months of the snow. Like the first time I saw snow, I was super excited, but later on I find that just too much because it's quite cold and have a lot of snow. But we are in the west side, very close to the ocean. So we still get some snow during the winter, but it's not that much compared to the east side of the Canada. And I would say right now the weather, I would just share with the ACN team earlier, it's about 22 degrees right now. It's right now it's evening time in Vancouver, so it's 6 p.m. So it's about 22 degree. Most of the time, I would say weather is around 15 to 25. In the winter can go to zero-ish, but it's not quite often. And the reason I want to share with you is it's very important, the weather. It's very important because if you study abroad, you go abroad, because I used to be international student, weather play a very important part in terms of, you know, you going exploring Vancouver, you going out and you going out for work, right? So that's definitely something you should consider. And also there's a very strong Filipino community in Vancouver as well. So if you don't have friends or relatives in here, no worry, there's a lot of that many, you know, you'll follow the Filipino fellow here as well, so you're definitely not alone. Vancouver is also very safe and clean city. So this is the picture of Vancouver. Our school is in the downtown area, so this is downtown Vancouver. So it's the middle of the left side. You see the white, there's some white little convention center here. We call this waterfront. It's about 10 minutes, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes walk from our school. So it's super convenient and you can walk along this way. It's really beautiful. And you can walk to the Stanley Park as well, just to fresh up during your, you know, class break time. The other benefits is tons of jobs are around the downtown area. Some of our students actually working in this convention center. Some students working this is the North Vancouver. So some of them actually working in the like ski resort or like mountain area as well. So, and of course, a lot of restaurant, coffee shop or like office jobs around this area as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly go do some pictures. So if you like sports, Canada is very famous for hockey. You know, Vancouver also have a lot of outdoor you can do as well, like hiking, walking the beach, etc., or try to ski. That's a fun thing you can do in Vancouver. Our school is very easy to access to. So if you are living near the SkyTrain station, so SkyTrain is similar to the subway in Manila, but I visited Philippines once, so I'm not sure if they're all around, you know, on the skyline, but in Vancouver, it's basically all on the skyline. So that's why I call SkyTrain. It's our school is about 3 minutes walk to the station. So it is super convenient. If you live because some students may not live in downtown area or close to the SkyTrain, right? That's fine too, because we are very close to the bus stop too. There's a lot of bus stops, so you can take bus as well. If you live in the North Vancouver, the one I just shared with you has a beautiful mountains. You can take the ferry bus to connect to downtown to North Vancouver. So really doesn't matter where you live. You're very easy to access to our school by public transportation. Our school is founded in 1991, so it's actually our 30th anniversary this year. We're hoping to celebrate with all our students this September, and we are very confident this time will come true because, you know, September we are planning to return to in-person class as well. Most of our classes right now offer online, so means students use Zoom just like right now and interact with the teacher and the students. But we do offer like 1 or 2 course in-person class, but most of them are online. But we expect to return most of the class on campus, means students need to go to school to enjoy their courses. So that is something we're planning to do because as I shared with earlier, by September, BCR expect to return normal social life, and with the vaccine rollout, we are confident. But we still need to keep our eyes on the current situation. Today, I'm going to talk about the co-op program, which is this one, Career College Program, and St. Lawrence College Program as well. We currently have about 1,500 students from 50 different countries, and we are welcoming any of you to become one of our students as well. So this is our campus in downtown. We have 5 floors, so second, third, fourth floors are classroom. The fifth floors are rooftop with a cute little garden. As you can see in here, our school, if you can see here, this is basically a restaurant just next door. And if you cross street, there's a very tasty French, I think it's French, like French sweet shop. And we actually have students walking just across the street because, students sometimes like to talk with me, and then their friend joined in and they say, hey, let's go to that shop because my friend was working there. He may give us some discount. So just across the street, there's our student there. And, surrounding by our campus, there are some fancy restaurant because we are located in very great location. So our students are actually working there as well. So basically, our students are surrounding by our campus. And it's super convenient too, because you can just, go to work, and then after you go to work, go to school to study. And which I will talk about more about a part-time job as well for you, okay? So as I mentioned earlier, most of our courses are delivered online. So we actually use this time to upgrade our campus because to welcome our students back, right? Because never the best timing of upgrading the campus. So that the below picture are the upgrading pictures, but most of the class you can enjoy some downtown view. So we have a new painting and new floor. So just share with you. We also have a school restaurant at our second floor, and we do hire students too for part-time or full-time jobs. Okay, and we also have a residence. It's about 15 minutes walk from here to our campus. So if you already have accommodation plan, that's good. If you need us to arrange it, we have these options, or also homestay as well. So let's start with today's main topic, which is our most famous study and work program. We actually have 6 programs that all come with, you can choose basically paid co-op, paid internship. We call paid internship. That is equal to co-op. That is equal to study and work program. But today I will be talking about 3. Just because I want to go very deeper to each of the program, and then you know what exactly the job students are doing. So first, let's start with the social media marketing. Okay, so in this program, if you're looking for co-op, which is paid, paid work program, then there's only one choice available, which is diploma. So this 2 years program with 12 months study plus 12 months work. So in this program, actually for all our co-op program, your class time is 20 hours per week. And some students ask me is that giving me enough time to, work? Just like Miss Ricky, the opening, she did a very great opening, and she also shared with the part-time jobs. So yes, if you apply for this program, for any of our co-op program, you can work part-time, which is 20 hours per week during your program. And your class time is about 20 hours per week. Your first semester is chosen by the school, but you can choose your own schedule starting from your second semester. Each semester is about 3 months because we have 4 intake, right? So January, April, July, October. So back to the questions. If you choose this program, it's, because like I shared earlier, like restaurant, coffee shop, or like retail store, like clothing store, they're all surrounding by our school. So it's actually, it of course depends on you and the job you're doing, but most of students find it's quite easy to fit to those jobs. And most common ones like restaurant or like retail or coffee shop, because they usually want part-time, some of them want full-time, but they able to arrange your schedule. So for example, 4 days Monday, and then 4 hours, 4 hours on Monday and 4 hours on Wednesday, etc. Right? And then maybe weekend you can work full day, like 8 hours. So that's something usually the company can do for you. And I heard that from my previous and current student as well, because it's easy for company to do that, because you can have this kind of shift, right? So that is one of the common part-time job student getting. You don't have to work in the social media field, related field, during your part-time. Okay, so you can work in restaurant or any others. You don't have to work in social media related job only when you start your co-op. I will talk about that later. This program is very hands-on. So it basically trained to be a professional social media coordinator, or we say marketer or manager. Okay, so here's the highlight course. What are the courses you're taking by social media? You will still take some of the we call business courses, because most of the time when you join the social media as a marketer or coordinator, you also need to know the business operation. So you will learn the business fundamental too. But most of the program, the course in the social media are very practical. So you're able to analyze what are you doing by the social campaign. In almost when you finish the program, you'll have a course called Social Media Business Stimulator. So it is a course that basically you will run a software, and then you can test what you're actually doing with this social media post or whatever the campaign you're doing, and you can really show the data, right? The suggestion. So when it's basically like you are kind of running the real project, right? So once you've done that, you basically are capable of taking any social media project or as a coordinator in the future. Once you complete the program, you also will learn Adobe, like Photoshop, in your program as well. So here's the example of students from Indonesia, and he's working as social media coordinator as well. In the button, I want to share with you what the students are actually working as a co-op student, right? Because earlier I shared with the part-time, right? So what are they doing in terms of their co-op jobs? Co-op job means your internship job, but you get paid. You get paid for doing this, okay? So I basically run off the report of our previous students. Because of privacy issue, we cannot share the company name, but I can share with you like what type of business they're doing, because they're very simple. The job they're doing very similar, means that they are doing web related, right? They're doing social media, either like posting or like website related. So basically, or some of my students are working in an online beauty product shop. So her job is like working with YouTuber and promoting the beauty product online. So the job, the content is similar. So I would just skip that. But I wanted to know that social media coordinator is not limited to the website company. It doesn't have to be digital company. In fact, there's a lot of business that I summarize here, from coffee shop, restaurant, from beauty product I shared with earlier. Of course, website, event planning, real estate, our student work in a cultural center, home improving company, digital payment company, some student work in painting company, clothing, or like sport. I think I will move this here, sorry, if you can't see clear. So like clothing shop, like I have some student working at some very, very great company too, very stylish clothing shop to promote their business, or like specialty food, telephone company, or like bar, sports bar or regular bar. So there are just some examples. So students be hired by those company, and their job is to promoting the company and also keep their customers loyal. So in reality, is that it's not limited to the website company. So your role is very broad, and that's the opportunity here. We also see a lot of job increasing, especially during the pandemic, because most of the company that are shifting some of the operation online, and they need somebody to keep their customers informed. So we see a lot of increase of this job. Okay, so the next I want to share with you is if you want to become a social media manager, or that is something that you want to do in the future, then what usually the manager, or we say coordinator too, it depends on the job title. I want to share with you what usually they will require. Like when we look at the job, if you want to try to find this job, then what are the things the company require, right? So I want to give you some real example. So mostly I think you can do is there's a website called Indeed.ca. So it's basically a very, very popular job researching and matching company online. So this is the average salary per hour. This Canadian dollars, by the way, in the summary. So if I share with you this, let me change it to here. Okay. Yep. So you can see how much a social media manager, or we say coordinator, make in Canada. And I also encourage you to go to this. We call this. Okay, maybe I will just send it to everybody in the chat box, so then you guys can take a look later. Oh. How can I send this? Okay, anyway, I will send you later. Let me just continue first because we have some time limit for the webinar. So basically, if you have pen or something, you can just write down. It's very easy. Just call Indeed.ca. So this basically the website. They have everything, and it's very recommend for students who are searching for job in Canada. Our coordinator also share. We have someone to delegate in helping you student finding job in here. He also share a lot of job information and a lot of job searching website, and this is one of them he will recommend as well. So in here you can see how much you can earn. Each city is a little bit different. So in Vancouver it's probably around $22 per hour. That's something you can explore later. So basically, if you go to each the job opening, you can see what are the requirements they want for their future employees. So let me go back to the slide. I already summarized for you guys. This is just something that I researched and then I kind of summarized for you guys for the job requirement. So basically, as a social media coordinator or manager, your job is to analyze, developing, implement the social media campaign, basically do the social media channels, right? So what do they want for you to have this kind of quality to work in the company? Usually they will want you to have some sort of the education, but they don't require to get master degree or something. Usually the common-wise degree or diploma. So in this case, this program is social media marketing diploma. So that would be great in terms of education. In terms of the knowledge, they wanted you to know what you're doing, right? So in here, they don't look at are you graduating from a high-ranking school, or the school is not well known. They more care about your ability, if you can get job done or not. So like if you want to become social media marketer, definitely you have to have the knowledge in terms of how to do the analyze, or how to do the online ad, etc. And or this is KPI. There's more detail, but anyway, it's just you need to know what you're doing, and we are preparing for that, right? And you also need to know how to planning and emphasize or like implement the social media campaign, right? So advertisement, for example, and some of them are actually require to know about the Photoshop, which we will teach you in the class as well, which I was showing earlier. It's like, so in our program, you will learn about how to make social media campaign, digital analysis, and also how to know about what is digital marketing and to have knowledge. And we also teach you Photoshop as well. So, and also as I shared earlier, in the end, you will have a real project to actually run the data to know your campaign. So that is something we are preparing for in terms of the job market. The next one is hospitality. So in this program, we have two options. One is 1 year, the other one is 2 years, right? In this program, beside the Canadian College credential, you also receive a global recognized hospitality industry credential that is issued by American Hotel Association, also called ALE or ALA. Some people call ALA. But basically, the idea is that if you pass the required course, beside our own credential, you also get a globally recognized credential as well. That is actually a bonus for your career development. If you want to become a hospitality manager in the future, or that's something you want to pursue, that's definitely a bonus. If you're looking for a degree program, this program, you can also transfer to university where you have agreement with, which is called Capilano University. It's located in North Vancouver and are famous for tourism-related programs. At Capilano University. And I forgot to mention a very important thing is we no IELTS required for you all, right? So if you already have education in the Philippines, we don't require IELTS, but we still need to examine your, review your academic documents, and we'll make the final decision from there. But generally speaking, no IELTS required. So you don't have to take IELTS in order to apply for our program, because we know you already have education in the Philippines. So, so this is the degree program. If you're interested to getting a degree in Canada, this is a great pathway, because during your 2 years at Canadian College, you can work total 1 year, right, as the co-op student, and also you can work part-time for entire 2 years as well. So it's a very affordable way to get a degree. In terms of the job, let me start with the course first. The left side you see here is all we worked with ALA, so the institution I'll show was earlier. So if you complete all this course and pass, then you get extra certificates. So our students actually getting, because our instructor, he's very nice, and he sometimes share a lot of story with me, including his graduate, his current students, and he also shared with the certificates with me, because it's quite a number, because each course basically you're able to get one, right? But that's a good thing that you can show your future employers that you have this kind of credential. In terms of the jobs, there's just so many jobs actually right now in the hospitality area that I will share with later with the most recent news. But in terms of the co-op jobs for the hospitality student are doing, I shared earlier, convention center in the waterfront, some of them working ski resort, bar, food service, restaurant, coffee shop, hotel related industry, including front desks or room services like housekeeping, related, about cleaning, and some students are working more like transportation related. So that's some example, and this is actually students are doing during the pandemic as well. Okay, so looking ahead, because I know some of you probably hasn't applied for the school in Canada yet. So looking ahead, we see a huge demand. I can't stress this enough. There's a huge shortage right now in the Vancouver restaurant, and because I shared with you earlier, Canada just announced from August 9th, fully vaccinate US travelers. Before, there's no visitors or traveler just come here for fun and for tourists, but now they allow. So what does that mean? So it means there's a tons of people from USA, because most of them are vaccinated, fully vaccinated, are going to visit this restaurant and tourism industry, right? So there's a huge demands are coming, but in terms of the labor or people are not enough. There are a lot of reasons for that. This is just a article that there's a shortage in the Vancouver restaurant. If you Google it, I'm just showing my Google search. I just Google this afternoon. If you search like shortage, you can see this is the recent article as well, just in June, just a couple of weeks earlier. They said tourism and restaurant sector basically saying that there's a huge shortage of thousands of worker shortage. So you can expect that if you come in this year, later, let's say October or next year, this is the industry are needing the people. So you don't have to choose hospitality program. You can work as a part-time in the restaurant, for example. But if you wanted to in the hospitality industry, that is definitely a good opportunity for you here, especially the US visitors are coming. So we can expect even more shortage. Here, just I want to share with you, if you want to use this as your career in Canada, because a lot of our co-op students doesn't stop there, right? So they may start with, let's say, a restaurant like server, waitress or waiters, but after the co-op program, they may stay with the co-op employers' help because the company like them, and some of them get their visa after completing our co-op program and continue to stay in Canada and eventually become PR. Or so we heard a lot of story, especially from the hospitality industry student. So I'm just want to share with you, if you want to have this as a career, because we do have a lot of students become manager of the hotel or like restaurant. Then what are the salary you can expect? So this was from the Work BC. Again, you can also do your own search. So it's a government website in BC, and then they do like labor related research. So this is the median salary. That's all Canadian dollars that you can earn per year, that based on the the data. But of course, everybody's different, but this is just average for your reference. So one is like a full service manager is about 50,000 Canadian dollars per year. Full service supervisor. I want to mention, this is just some example. Okay, so there's a lot of jobs available there. I just want to show you a few of them. The cooks I wanted to highlight because there is a huge shortage in terms of this career. So if you're interested, then that's something that is very high demand right now. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Yeah, that's why we only choose 3 programs, because sometimes I talk too much for each of them. So let me wrap up at the IT program. If you already have IT experience in the Philippines, I highly recommend, just because IT is always high demand and people get good pay in terms of IT field as well. So in this program, we have only one choice, that is 12 months study, 12 months work, if you're looking for the paid co-op option program. Again, 20 hours per week. In this IT co-op program, you basically will learn about computer systems, hardware and software side, okay? So we don't require you must take certificate exam like Cisco, etc. on the right side. We are not required, but we are prepared for it, right? So if you want to get the the examination, you can do so, but we are prepared to that you able to do this, in terms of the Cisco exam, for example. So this is the highlight course you are taking during our program. In the IT program, we will combine the business program with the IT, the course, which are the course I highlight here. So you have both. If you wanted to dive deeper into like programming or programming language, that is the other program that I will share with you very shortly. But in generally speaking, that this is combined with IT and business program. In terms of the co-op jobs, also summarizing here for you guys, it doesn't have to be IT company. In fact, a lot of company, they are looking for people to help them with IT support, right? So just again, some example for you guys, like laser cutting, shipping company, electronic store, mobile company, or construction, and all from our current students that are doing. So most of them, their job is about network support, or like they have to fix network related, like maintenance or some machine they have to maintain. So that's basically they're doing. That's some example I want to share with you with our real students here. The program I'm talking about. If you want to do more programming related or dive in deeper, we have a computer system technician. In this program, it is offered by St. Lawrence College, which is a public college program, college in Canada, and we deliver this program at our campus. So you still study this program in Vancouver. No IELTS required, and this is just the job summary I want to share with you in terms of the money you can earn, the salary you can earn. Like I shared with you, it's a good field, and you get good pay too. So here's the again from WorkBC, the government data in terms of the median salary. If you're looking for, become this field, so like manager, they can earn 90,000 Canadian dollars, 90,000, or computer network technician 60,000, or like user support technician 6,000. Again, this is just example in terms of job you can do if you wanna after several years, right? Because this is median salary. Usually our student may start with more like assistant related job, but eventually if they wanted to become the leader or the manager of the field after several years, they may be able to achieve this kind of salary. So just for your reference. Again, we have someone to help you in terms of the job searching, and I never heard students from Philippines can't find jobs. So please do not worry about that, because we do have somebody in helping you. Okay, and I'm just gonna quickly wrap here because with the clock, because I do wanted to have some time for Q&A if we still have time. So how clock work is, if you choose 1 year program, 6 months study, 6 months work, right? And you can also do part-time, and same as 2 years of program. You can do all part-time for your 2 years and plus co-op for total 1 years. Each co-op term is about 6 months, right? So it's 500 hours for each. So if you choose 2 years program, you can work 1,000 hours in terms of your paid co-op. Okay, and you can also work part-time, which is 20 hours per week for your entire 2 years program. So in 2 years, you can earn, based on the minimum wage, you can earn 45,000 or more, that is Canadian dollars. And your tuition, our school tuition is about 20,000 for 2 years, but we have up to 3,000 scholarship right now. So how much is per year is about 9,000, okay, after the scholarship. And how much the living cost in Vancouver, we give around 10,000 just for estimate, but some student can be higher or some student can be lower. If they wanted to, eat out often or travel, they may spend more, but average we say 10,000. And how much could I earn per year? That is around thousand, but in fact we have students like earn much more than that, just because this is based on the minimum wage. We have students earn 17 per hour, 18 per hour, 20 per hour. It depends on their company. So this is not your final salary, but this is combination is you work co-op and also your part-time job, and we have quite a few students are doing that. So it is achievable with this kind of salary with our program. Okay, so the final is that, does that mean I may earn more than I spent? The answer is yes, because the calculation here, right? You could, so come to our program, eventually you are going to earn money. You are not losing any money based on the calculation if you work co-op and part-time. So that is why this program is super popular, because this gives you opportunity to come to Canada to study, come to Canada to know, your future employer and have Canadian work experience, and then you get paid. Okay, so that's why it's a very popular program. So I just want to share with you, because I mentioned St. Lawrence program. So if you're curious, the St. Lawrence program is around 16,000 per year and 32,000 for 2 years. That is just the computer technician I was mentioned earlier, but all our co-op program, the price is here. The only difference is the St. Lawrence program, you will receive additional credential because this is a St. Lawrence program. Okay, so up to 3,000 scholarship will be offered until the end of September. If you basically just all you need to do is to submit the application by the end of September. And I would suggest you to book a consultation with ACN, because they're able to guide you how to do the application. Okay, and then finally, I just want to share with you all our students that they came to Canada and achieve their Canadian dreams. Okay, and just share with you their happy experience here. And I will stop my presentation here. Thank you for staying with me. It's a long presentation. So.
Okay.
So we still have time for Q&A.
Yes. Thank you so much for that wonderful and informative presentation, Miss Ivy. And now we will move on for the next part of this webinar, the question and answer portion. Okay. So I will be reading some of the questions from the chat box and Facebook comments. So, and Miss Ivy and I will answering those questions. So don't hesitate to use this opportunity. Okay, guys. So, Miss Ivy, we have first question here, but I think this is for ACN. I have a lung cancer. I have a lung scar. I mean, will it be acceptable if I pursue Canada? So regarding your medical concern, Miss Jen, you will still undergo a medical examination procedure, which will determine if you are fit to study and work in Canada. So we don't want to compromise your safety and health. That's why we will honor the medical personal decision. Okay. So for the next question from Miss Jane, what is the schedule of classes? It is every day or on the weekdays?
Thank you.
Miss Ivy.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Jen, for the question. So it's 20 hours per week. Our schedule usually release 2 weeks before your semester start. It depends on the program you choose, so the class schedule will be a bit different. But generally speaking, it will be weekday. So sometimes there are some courses that are available on Saturday. Your first semester schedule will be chosen by school, but second one, you can choose your own schedule. But mostly is weekday. Again, as I shared earlier, if you're looking for part-time job, you may have, let's say, Friday afternoon off. There's no class that you can do part-time job, or you can do it on Sunday or Monday morning, etc. Because your class can be afternoon time, evening time, or morning time. Again, I can't really tell you. It depends on your program and evaluated by semester. But I'm comfortable that you're able to find part-time job was the schedule, 20 hours per week. Mhm.
Okay, so thank you for that, Miss Ivy. We have another question from Mr. Jim. For Miss Ivy, what are the companies that have partnership with social media marketing course in Canadian College? And also, will they be involved during internship program?
Okay, so that is a great question. Let me just go back to my presentation. I just want to share with you in case you, okay, let me go back to the presentations. Okay, so again, we don't have a regular company. For example, our previous students, they would do is we have a co-op students, a co-op advisor. I mean, his job is to helping you, which is Adam that I've shared with you earlier with these. You know, he's very well experienced, and his job is to helping you finding social media jobs. So how it works is he will guide you everything. He will help you with your resume, your cover letter, anything you need to know during your interview, and you are the one to make that first step. So as I shared earlier, there's so many jobs are available in terms of social media, from restaurant to like clothing store, retail, to like telephone company, etc., to culture center. So those are the company our students are actually doing now. And how they find this job is to follow Adam's guide in terms of the job searching. And we also have internal job lists as well, because as I shared with earlier, our school has been doing this for many, many years and has so many companies that hire our graduates or our previous students, and they wanted to keep hiring us more. But it valid to, a company, because sometimes they needed people and sometimes they don't need it, right? So once they have this available position for the company that our student used to work for, our coordinator, which is Adam, will share with you all the students, and he will ask them to either send a resume to the company or sometimes send it to him. He can forward to the company. So that's how it works. Okay, I hope that is answering your questions. Let me just start sharing. If you have any questions, just let me know. You can type again. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thank you for that, Miss Ivy. We have another question from Miss Jane. How much do we need to pay to be enrolled? And how much will I spend for the whole process? Okay, so
thank you, Jane. Mm-hmm.
Okay, for that, okay, Miss Ivy, you can go ahead.
Sorry, Ricky, I keep interrupting you. I was too excited because so many questions. I think that's Ricky. You can answer this part, because I believe you are our partner, so we can guide student in terms of this part. Mm-hmm.
So for that, Miss Jane, you can set an appointment for one-on-one orientation, and so we can discuss the whole process and how much the estimated quotation. And after our orientation, we will send you the estimated quotation in your email. Okay, so for Miss Sijama, can Sir Miss also apply for the courses?
We'll accept students from all over the world, all the international students.
Okay. So another question from Charles. How long will be the process of the study permit?
Ricky, I think if you can help with the questions, because it's visa that it's ACN is pretty good in terms of the visa success rate, and you guys are very professional. I think you can maybe help Charlie for these questions.
Okay, so for that, Charles, how long will be the process of the study permit? So, I think for that we can estimate for 2 to 3 months for the process of the study permit. But you can also book an orientation so we can discuss the further details. Okay. So another question from Dominic regarding with the jobs. Will ACN help and assist me there? I think Miss Teresa can answer this.
All right, thank you, Miss Ricky. Regarding the question of Dominic, let me just clarify that ACN is not a recruitment agency. So in terms of the jobs, that is not part of our assistance. Although with this, the school, our partner schools will be the one to assist you. They have a lot of partners in Canada that will be helping you out on your co-op. And in terms of your part-time, it is your choice which profession or which job would you like to look for.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Teresa. And we have another question from Mark. My daughter is turning 18 in January. Would this be a problem if she applies for January intake? So I think this is for Miss Ivy.
Thank you, Mark, for asking this question for your daughter. If your daughter, it depends on when your daughter is going to finish her high school, because I assume she's around 17 or 18. If she can finish the high school before January next year, then she's definitely qualified for this program. So basically our academic requirement is high school graduation minimum. So if it depends on her study process, but if she's expected to graduate around January or before that next year, then your daughter will be perfect for our school, because we don't require IELTS if your daughter provide the high school graduation document to us.
Okay, so thank you for that, Miss Ivy. So for Dominic, how much is your consultation fee? So don't worry, Dominic, ACN is free consultation fee. So you just need to book your orientation in. We will post the link of our Google form here so you can book your orientation. Okay, so thank you for that question, Dominic. So let's move on for our next question. How can ACN help me to have positive result on the permit decision? Okay, so for that, Charles, ACN have a writer for your study plan. So we can help you we can assist you to your application. Do you have any suggestion, Ms. Teresa?
All right, thank you, Miss Ricky. For the question of Charles, ACN can help you gain positive results. However, we do not guarantee 100% because we know that we do not know the decision of the case officers. However, what we do here is to make sure that we will be assisting you with the process, the complete documents that you will need. So we'll be assisting you on that. And just what Miss Ricky has mentioned a while ago, we do have study plan writers that would help you out in terms of your study planning. So that is a lot of that is reducing the risk factor of your application. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Ms. Teresa. So another question from Nicole. Does Canadian College offer scholarship?
Yes, Nicole. We offer up to 3,000 Canadian dollars for scholarship right now. All you need to do is to submit the application before the end of September. But I know you may just attend today's webinar, so you probably hasn't have a clue yet. He doesn't know yet. You can definitely book the consultation with ACN, and then to see what other programs are suited the best. And as long as you submit the application, ACN can help you with that. the end of September, you'll qualify for 3,000 scholarship if you choose 2 years program. If you choose 1 year, that is different, 2,000, but up to 3,000 scholarship.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Ivy. So another question from Dominique. Do you accept walk-ins in your office? Yes, Miss Dominique, for our offices, we will put the location here in chat box. And for our office walk-in, you can visit in Baguio office and Angeles, Pampanga, and here in Cabanatuan office. But in our office in Makati and Quezon City, they need an appointment before you can walk in. Okay. So thank you for that. Thank you for the. Okay, so another question from Charles. You mentioned earlier that under the study permit, they will allow to bring spouse and common law partner. What are the qualifications for that? Like, how can you define the common law partner? Okay, so I think this is Ms. Teresa can answer this.
Yes, Miss Ricky, thank you once again. So for the question of Charles about bringing your spouse or common law partner, in terms of your common law partner, you should provide proof of being together, like how long have you been together, like pertinent documents that would prove that. So we can also discuss that with you on your one-on-one orientation. So please make sure that you book your orientations with us. So the links are already in the chat box. You can choose whether you want to speak with Miss Lala, Miss Shelley, with me, Miss Patricia, Miss Ricky, and Sir Harold. So you just have to click on those links. So our orientations are for free and we can discuss it further with you on your convenient time.
Okay, so any more questions, guys? Thank you, Ms. Teresa. Do we have question from Facebook? Okay.
Excuse me, Miss Ricky. Yeah.
Yes.
I just have I would just ask Miss Ivy if you have a follow-up answer in terms of the question of Charles. Is Canadian College eligible for postgraduate work permit?
Okay, so thank Charlie for this question. So we are a private institution, so all of our core programs are not qualified for PGWP because PGWP, which is postgraduate work permit, is usually our public institution. But we do work with St. Lawrence College, which is a public institution. So you can choose any of our St. Lawrence program if you wanted to apply for your PGWP. But in our previous experience, a lot of students choose to start with co-op program first. Why? It's because it is super affordable. As I shared with you earlier, you could potentially earn money by studying the co-op programs. And we see students are getting their work permit with their employer's support. So this is not PGWP, it's your employer specific visa. So you have a chance at opportunity to get this kind of visa during your co-op program, right? Because you've been working with different employer and also part-time too, right? So that's why I usually recommend students for 2 years program, just because you have total 1 year of the co-op and also 2 years of the part-time opportunity to find the right employer to support you. But if it's not working, because some students are not able to find it, or for some reasons, they can also consider our St. Lawrence program because they could save some money after 2 years study with us, right, co-op program. Then they can move to St. Lawrence if they wanted to. But generally speaking, because we are a private institution, so you have two options. Either you can apply for St. Lawrence program at Canadian College, or you can start with co-op, and then during your co-op, you can think about your next step, like either enroll St. Lawrence or you may get a visa from your employer support. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry for that. So thank you for that, Miss Ivy. So another question from Dominic. What are your available time for orientation? Weekdays lang ba? So for that, Dominic, we are available for Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But I think Miss Patricia available on Saturday except of Monday, I think. But yeah, she's available on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay? So, for Mr. Charles, additional question, same sex will allow. So, don't worry, Miss Charles. Canada recognizes diversity. So, as long as you can prove that you have been together and that you are couple, I think you can apply for common law partner. Okay? Additional info, Miss Ivy?
Yeah, I think you are correct. Yeah, in here it's quite common. So common law partner, even same gender, that's totally fine.
Okay. Thank you for that, Miss Ivy. So
Hi,
any
Miss
more?
Ricky.
Yes, po.
Yes. We do have a question from our Facebook Live. So someone is asking about how about the lodging? So Miss Ivy, do you provide accommodation with your school?
Yeah, we do have a residence just 15 minutes walk to our school. So we can either assist you to rent your residence or a homestay. So we do provide this service. I usually recommend students, it depends on, of course, your performance, because some students already have friends here and they can stay with them. But 1 month or 2 months of the school residence or homestay could be a great start. If you don't know Vancouver or anything, it's a great way to get used to it before looking for your own renting place. For long term, I suggest you to rent a place here because it could save you a lot of money. You don't have to live in downtown area, as I shared with you all earlier. It's very easy to access by the bus or SkyTrain. So you could find a renting place like maybe 500 to 600 per month for a single room, and then share kitchen and share living room, etc. That it's possible. But if you stay with the residents, we have share room available, 2 people 1 room. That it's 850 because it's downtown area. For homestay is 1,000 per month, but it's including meals. Yeah, that's why I suggest that maybe 1 or 2 months after you settle down, you can find your own place and then you can cook by yourself. That could save a lot of money.
Okay. Thank you for that, Miss Ivy. So any more question, guys, before we end our webinar?
I think, Miss Ricky, there's no more question in our Facebook Live, but we have one ringing question for Miss Ivy. Miss Ivy, why should we choose Canadian College?
Teresa, I know you're gonna ask me that question. Well, good questions, and thank you for asking. I think earlier I have been talking about a lot of good points, but mostly is I would say our program really helps students to get a great opportunity here because it's very affordable for our co-op program, and you could really work in the real Canadian, the local business here, get your network, and possibly if you want to stay here, you can possibly get a visa and eventually become PR. So it is very, very great options. And also, since we work with St. Lawrence College, we also have backup plan for you if you looking for public program as well. So definitely looking forward to seeing maybe one day for all of you. We highly recommend our program. Thank you, Teresa.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Ivy. So, okay, guys, I think that's it for our question and answer portion. So thank you so much for participating in our webinars. So thank you so much, Miss Ivy. Okay,
Thank you, Vicky.
before we end our webinar, let's leave a quotation with Walt Disney. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Ivy. Thank you so much, guys. We hope to see you for our next webinar with Canadian College. Okay.
Thank you so
Bye-bye,
much, Miss
guys.
Ivy. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, my
Please do-
pleasure.
We look forward to another webinar with you, Miss Ivy. And for our participants, please do take advantage of our one-on-one orientation so that we can discuss your what programs would fit you. So that would be all for today. Thank you and stay safe, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.